Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. I needed to make another video because since my last upload, a lot seems to have changed. I looked on Murloc.io recently and a lot of the top 50 rogues are running the Subterfuge build, right? So this is the build that I'm going to recommend for most keys, but I'm going to make one little caveat. So what is this build first of all? It is the hybrid build, but we've chucked in Twister Knife, alright, and we've chucked in Master Assassin. So Master Assassin, crit strike, chance increased by 25% or 20% from the next reset, while stealthed and to 12 seconds after stealth. So it's really, really good damage for your bleeds. It's very effective during Deathmark. We'll talk about when you should be pressing Vanish in a little minute. And we're also playing Twist the Knife for extra funnel. So Venom can now stack up to 2 times. And then you get loads of value from loads of your other abilities when you have 2 stacks of Venom. So what have we dropped to achieve those 2 talent points? So firstly, Iron Wire. Now, in some keys, I would recommend dropping Twist the Knife and taking Iron Wire. It depends on the group. It depends on how many kicks you've got. If you're playing with a prop paladin, drop Iron Wire. If you're doing a siege where there's very few kicks that are quite easily controlled just with normal kick, drop Iron Wire. If you're doing a key like Necrotic Wake, where Iron Wire actually has a lot of value to help you group mobs, maybe drop Twist the Knife and take Iron Wire. So you're going to want to think about that for each key. I'm going to be thinking about that myself. I'll put together a rough list on the screen now of where I would play Iron Wire and where I wouldn't. But for the most part, I'm going to try and get away with not running Iron Wire as much as possible. The other talent point we have dropped to pick up, I guess, Master Assassin is... Sudden Demise. So no matter, I've tried simming lots of other talents to drop, to keep Sudden Demise, because I'd love it really, because bleed damage increased by 10% is great, but everything that I take away is a net loss. So Sudden Demise is out the window for this one. I'm not really bothered about the execute, because that's really not really a big deal in higher keys and M+. Like, the pull is over, right? It's just a bit of extra damage at the end. But bleed damage increased by 10% is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. All right, and then on the other side of the tree, we're running Subterfuge, right? Now, the new change means that if I stealth and I unstealth, I can now, 12 seconds, I'm going to have Indiscriminate Carnage up. All right, 12 seconds of Master Assassin, 12 seconds of Improved Growth. If you're wondering, by the way, this is Ellie. I've taken... Ellie has done some nice weak auras, and I'm still using Luxthos here, but what I've done is I've taken Ellie's pack and I've just stolen the timer here, the timer bars. Really like those. Cool. Okay, so we've got Subterfuge and Receiving Darkness now, which is a nice little extra defensive, right? So you're healed for 30% of your maximum health after you vanish. Would you play around that in a high key? Maybe. But I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't hold Vanish for it, but it's a nice little extra. And we've dropped Supercharger. Supercharger feels really boring now, and we lose the Recuperator healing to pick up these 2 talents. We don't really lose much. We gain a lot, which is why this is so effective. Okay, so let's talk about the rotation. What's changed in the rotation? Let me think here. What's changed? Let me demonstrate. So if you're brand new to Assassination Rogue, I recommend checking out one of the other videos on my channel, probably my M+ guide, where I go through the rotation in detail, the opener, the maintenance rotation, etc. I'm just kind of trying to concentrate on what's new here with these new changes. And to be honest, not a lot. Not a lot. You just can spread breeds for longer at the beginning of a big pack with Indiscriminate Carnage. You want to vanish the last 5 seconds of your death mark so that you clip. Like the Master Assassin is going to be applied for pretty much most of it at that point. Okay, but also you get the last tick of Kingsbane with Master Assassin, which is nice. So let me just demonstrate, right? So we'd open with, you can see what I'm pressing over here on the right hand side of the screen. Ambush, Garrote, 5 targets, so I'm just going to keep spreading bleeds off my primary target here. Crimson Tempest, Caustic Spatter, cooldowns here. Shiv the last 7 seconds, T the last 6 seconds, and we'll go Vanish, and we'll reapply Garrotes. Alright, looks something like that, right? And at this point, you'd go into some sort of like maintenance, so just reapplying Ruptures. That's what it looks like. Reapplying, using Fan and Knives. So another little thing, I guess, small things. We're not using Vicious Venoms, which means we use Fan and Knives even in single target when we have the Clear the Witness buff. Clear the Witness buff looks like this. So we have we have Darkest Night. All right, so we'll reapply Darkest Night, and then we have Clear the Witness, right, which is here, and which is why I have this icon pop up, which is also part of Airly's pack. Clear the Witness. Now, a few other small things, like with this, so Sanguine Blades, you want Sanguine Blades. In AoE, it's always going, right? Because you have 7 bleeds out, you have like infinite energy, it's ticking. When you're playing Twist the Knife in pure single target, Sanguine Blades is bad unless you're in Deathmark. So what that means is you want to basically keep your energy below 50%. You don't really want to pool energy. You want to just be spamming Envenom, keeping up like stacks. Let's go over to the single target dummy. And but you don't really want to auto proc T, because now if you're below 30 energy, you auto proc T. So you want to try and keep your energy if possible somewhere between like 30 energy and 50%. So 30 energy being the metric of the unit of energy, and 50% being 150 energy. And so if you think about it, Fan and Knives and Envenom both use 35 energy roughly. Mutilate uses 50 energy. So that means if you're above 80 energy, you can press Mutilate. If you're above 65 energy, you can press Envenom or Fan and Knives. So just to play it safe, maybe just above 80 energy, press one of those abilities in single target, outside of Deathmark. That's how you want to play. Inside cooldowns, you can just spam, but you will get a little damage buff if you pull your energy up before you press Deathmark, just so that we can make sure Sanguine Blades is doing its thing, because that all gets duplicated through Deathmark. So what does this look like? Stealth. Ambush, Garrote, Rupture, Envenom, Deathmark, Kingsbane, T. Now, from an opener situation, it's really easy, right? Nothing to really worry about. Shift the last 7 seconds, Vanish, reapply Garrote, and Rupture. Clear the Witness. Alright, so that's what it looks like. As you can see, pumpy. No pot, no buffs, no lust. We're still doing 2 billion damage DPS. Now, I think that's pretty much it, right? Now, if I... Let me just think about improved growth here a second. So improved growth, 12 seconds, 50%, no cooldown. Yeah, that's it, right? Pumpy. That's what it looks like. Hopefully that helped. Now, from an opener situation, if you're full energy, right, that's easy. It happens naturally. At the 2-minute mark, when Deathmark comes back around, that's where you need to think, right, maybe I'm on a long boss fight. I'm going to use Deathmark again. I want to pull my energy up a little bit, maybe to around 250 before I press Deathmark, just so that I can get more value out of my Sanguine Blades, particularly if you don't have a T, because if you've been spamming your abilities like I sometimes do, you've got no T charges because they've been used up, which means you're going to pop cooldowns and you're going to have no energy, and it's going to feel really flat. Okay, Sanguine Blades isn't going to be ticking. You're not going to be able to do many Envenoms because your energy is real low. So before Deathmark, pool your energy. If it's just a Kingsbane, you don't need to pool your energy. You can just carry on as normal. I'd probably advise maybe pooling slightly to around 150 energy, 180, just so that you can get more Envenoms off. But you know, don't overthink it. What the thing to be careful of is, in a big AoE situation, once you've done a big pool and you've killed everything off and all the bleeds are now no longer giving you energy, if there's only like 1 or 2 mobs left, be careful not to spend all your energy on Envenom and just be wasting T charges, because you're hitting 1 or 2 mobs and you're going to be losing out on a huge value of using Envenom on that next pack when you're saving your Kingsbane, for example. So just be mindful of what I said about that kind of 65 to 80 energy mark. Don't go crazy. Don't go too crazy with those envenoms at the end of a pack, okay? That's a very practical M plus tip for you. Okay, hopefully this was helpful. Have fun with the build. Obviously, it'll be down in the description below. And I'll see you in the next video.